Hi friends, welcome to Solidworks with Dow. Today we will be designing Bookcase 3. Note all dimensions are in inches. The materials are 3/4 inch and 1/8 of an inch thick pine. Starting at the front view, the overall width of the Bookcase 3 is 30 inches wide. Overall height is 26 1/4 inches. Then moving to the right side view, the overall depth is 11 1/8 of an inch. Bookcase 3 consists of 6 panels and 3 different items. The first item is the horizontal panel. There's a quantity of 3. The size is 11 inches wide by 28 1/2 inches long. The second item are the vertical panels, okay, on the sides, and they're 11 inches wide by 26 1/4 inches high. Then the third item is the back panel, and that's 1/8 of an inch thick, 25 3/4 of an inch high by 29 1/2 inches wide. The objective of this video is to create a cut list table from this single multi-body part, which in this case is the Bookcase 3. So we're going to start first in creating a part. Okay, we're going to activate the Weldment cut list feature. Okay, once we created the Bookcase 3 part already, we're going to create a bounding box around the panels, the solid bodies, so that it can derive the quantity of panels and also the size of the panels for the cut list table. Then we're going to edit the cut list properties. Okay, then we're going to go to Configuration Manager and do an exploded view of the Bookcase 3 part so that we can bring it into our drawing file later, as you can see in the isometric view here in the drawing file, and edit the material, which is in this case pine. So now, when we create the drawing from the part, okay, we're going to add a Weldment cut list table, which we've created prior in the part drawing. Okay, then we're going to edit that cut list table, and then finally add some item number balloons so that it corresponds with the quantity and the panels in the cut list table. So let's get started and design Bookcase 3. File, new, part, okay. Save drawing as Bookcase 3. I'm going to go here, plain white for apply scene. I'm going to go Systems Options, Document Properties tab, Units, Drawing in Inches, IPS, Dimensioning to 3 decimal place for the length. Okay. Okay, so before I start sketching like I usually do, I'm going to create a cut list. That's the objective of this tutorial and drawing. So I'm going to start with the Weldment tab here. So I'm going to go up to Weldments. I'm going to click on Weldments. Okay. And as you can see, it's activated here, it's showing here. Okay. So now I'm going to start sketching like I usually do, but I did that first. So now I'm going to sketch at the top plane. Sketch. Okay. A center rectangle. Okay. Smart dimension, 11 inches. By 28 1/2 inches. Okay. Now I'm going to extrude it, features, extruded boss base. 3/4 of an inch, that's the thickness of the wood I'm using. Extruding it up from the plane, the top plane. Direction 1 blind, 3/4 of an inch, 0.750. Okay? All right. So now I'm going to do features, linear pattern. Direction, I'm going to pick this edge of the bottom left corner here, or the left bottom corner, left side corner here. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. Okay, this vertical edge. Okay, the arrow's pointing down. I want it to reverse, so I'm going to go direction 1. Reverse direction upwards. That's where I want my patterns to start going, in that direction. The spacing and instances, okay, check. Distance is 12.750, 12 3/4 of an inch. I want 3 instances, okay? 3, number of instances, 3. And I don't want features and faces, I want them to be separate bodies, so bodies. I'm going to check on bodies, and I'm going to select this body, highlighted in yellow, all right? And I'm going to go okay. All right, so I got 3. Instead of solid bodies now, because I activated that Weldment, this is, okay, it's treating it as a cut list. As you can see here, there's 3 items in the cut list, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to draw some more panels. So I'm going to sketch on this face, the right side face of the bottom panel. Select it, sketch, a corner rectangle. Bottom left corner to top right corner, okay? Okay. I'm gonna go to features, extruded boss base, okay? Zoom out, zoom in. 3/4 of an inch, direction 1 blind, okay? It's going outwards, that's correct, from sketch plane, okay? From that face I selected, okay? Okay, I got 4 in the cut list, 4 bodies. So now I'm going to go and show right plane. Show right plane. I'm going to go to features, mirror, select the right plane as my mirror face plane, right plane, okay? And I'm going to mirror the bodies, okay? Not features, bodies. I'm going to select this one, okay? And okay, so I have 5 in my cut list. I'm going to hide that right plane now. I don't need it anymore. And now I'm just going to rotate my part, or okay, around a little bit to get to the back side. And I'm going to sketch on this back face, okay, of the bottom panel. So I'm going to select it, sketch. Sketch a corner rectangle from this top left corner to this bottom left inside corner, okay? Top inside corner to bottom inside corner. Okay. Now I'm going to do an offset. Offset entities, sketch offset entities, 1/2 inch, okay, 0.500. Add dimensions, select chain, check, check, select it, okay. As you can see, it selected the whole rectangle, and it's offsetting in the correct direction, which is outwards. That's what I want. And there's one more feature, parameter or feature I want to click on, and it's this base geometry one, this box. Okay, so that's going to turn the base geometry, the previous geometry, into construction lines. Okay, and then we got the good solid line outside, the offset line. Okay, so I'm going to go OK. All right, so that inside rectangle drawn first is now a construction line rectangle. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go features, extruded boss base. And it's saying 3/4, that's too thick. I don't need that to be that thick. I want it just to be 1/8 of an inch, okay? And it's extruding outwards, okay, from the back, and that's correct. The direction is correct, so I don't have to reverse it. From the sketch plane, which is that face from the bottom panel, the back face that we chose. Okay, so we're gonna go okay. So we now have a total of 6 panels for this bookcase, okay? All right. So I'm going to isometric view, all right. So now, all right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a bound. I'm gonna go to cut list here, okay. I'm gonna right click it, okay. And I'm gonna select on this, create bounding box. So that makes Solidworks, creates a a bounding box around each panel to calculate its size, for example, length, width, and thickness, or height, okay, depending on the part. Okay, so in this case, these panels are going to be length, width, and thickness, all right? So I'm going to click on that to activate that, and I have update automatically checked and create cut list automatically, okay? Those are checked. And now I'm going to create bounding box. Click it. So now I'm going to show you, okay? Now in here, okay, I'm going to expand this a little bit out. You can see it's treating it as a weldment. That's why it's called plate, okay? Plate is basically 3/4 inch thick plate metal, right? All right. But if you select on this arrow, you can see each item, there's a bounding box. Okay, here's 3D bounding box, and then I'm going to click on the second one, 3D bounding box, and then the third one, 3D bounding box, okay? And it gives you the overall size of that panel, okay? So for the first one, ignoring the plate, we can change that, okay? So it's saying it's 3/4 of an inch by 11 inch wide and 28.5 inches long. And there's item 1, and there's 3 of them, right? 1, 2, and 3. And then going to item 2, okay, 3/4 of an inch, 11 inches wide by 26.25 inches, okay? And that's tall, okay? So this is the left and right side panels, okay? The vertical panels, I'll call them. And that's item 2. Then the third and last item, so we got 3 and 2, that's 5 bodies or panels, and then we got it going down to the last one, 1, okay, and that is item 1, and that shows us that, okay, it's the back panel, and it's saying it's 1/8 thick, 25.75 inch wide by 29.5 inch tall, okay. So that's what the bounding box does. It helps create the cut list for each panel, all right. All right, I'm going to close that. Now I'm going to go to cut list again, highlight it, right click it. Okay, first, I'm just going to do this, even though it won't change anything. I'm just going to rename tree item to make it right for our application. We're working with wood and panels, not metal and plate. Okay, so I'm going to go P, panel, okay, all right, rename, panel. And right click it, okay, rename tree item, okay, panel. Now that looks better, okay. So now I'm going to go into cut list, click it, right click it, okay, and I'm going to go, I'm going to go to panel, right click it, and I'm going to, see it says cut list, properties, click on properties, all right. Now I'm going to properties, there's 3 tabs here, cut list summary, property summary, and cut list table. I'm going to cut properties summary tab, okay, the second one. And it's showing, okay, what I named it earlier, panel, okay, but in the cut list itself, okay, it's showing again the Weldment standard, which is plates, the metal plates. That's what, I don't like that, or I don't want that, right? Because we're working with wood and panels, okay? But everything else is correct in the cut list table. Item 1, there's 3 items, quantity of 3. Item 2, the side panels, or the vertical panels, there's 2. And then item 3, which is the back panel, there's 1 of that, okay? And all the dimensions are correct in the description. But the naming is not what we want. We want panels, right? Working with wood. So I'm going to go back to property summary, okay? I'm going to select description here. Okay, and I'm going to click on this arrow, okay, and I'm going to edit that, okay. So I click on it, it lets me edit it. If I don't click on it, it won't let me edit it, okay. So I'm going to go panel, click on the second one, okay. Okay, actually this should be horizontal, okay. This is vertical panel, sorry, okay. I should do that, vertical panel, okay. Going back to the first one, horizontal panel, because that's what's going to show up in the cut list, okay. I'm going to name it right now. And then this third one, it's going to be named, all right, back panel. Okay? So now I'm going to go back to the cut list to show you that it's applied. So now you see it's proper. Description, horizontal panel. Okay, the size is correct. There's 3 of them. Item 1. Item 2, there's two of them. And it's called vertical panels. I'm calling it vertical panels. And item 3 is back panels. 1/8 of an inch thick, 25 3/4 by 29 an inch, half inch. Okay, long. Okay, so now I'm going to go okay. All right. So as you see, as I click each one, the bounding box is for each panel. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to go to Configuration Manager. Okay. And I'm going to right click on default, this one right here with the arrow, the green arrow, default as machine. Right click it, and I'm going to go New Exploded View. Click it. Okay, I'm going to explode the part. Okay. Now I'm going to click on this first panel, zoom out a bit, just stretch it out a bit on the X, click this one, pull it back a bit on the arrow, just to separate it. Click this one, move it up in the Y, click this bottom one, move it down in the Y direction, leaving the middle one as is. Click the back panel, move it back into the Z direction a little bit, okay, just to separate it, to create an exploded view of the bookcase. Okay, so now I'm going to click on this arrow, okay, and my exploded view that I created is there. So I'm going to right click on that, and I'm just going to say collapse, okay? Now there's one thing I forgot to do. I got to go back, and I got to apply material to this bookcase, right? I'm going to apply a material, so I'm going to right click on that, edit material, okay? I don't want steel, we're working with wood. Open wood folder. I'm going to click on pine and apply. Okay? So it's in pine now. The material is pine. It's applied. So now I'm going to save my drawing. Okay, so now I'm ready to do a drawing file. Okay? With a cut list table in it. Okay, so I'm going to go to File, New, Drawing. Okay. I'm going to choose a generic template from Solidworks, so it's going to be Browse. Okay. I'm going to scroll down to A3 sheet size. Okay. And I'm going to choose A3 ISO. Okay. And okay. All right. So here in Model View, it says a message, select a part or assembly from which to create the view, then click next. So it's already selected the bookcase 3 that we just drawn, the part. Okay, and then I'm going to go up here and select that arrow. Okay, next. And now I'm ready to place the views in, but in here you see orientation. It's highlighting isometric. I like to start with the front view, so I'm just going to select front view. Okay, I'm going to click on the sheet, front view, drag the cursor up, top view, to the right side view, and diagonally up to get the isometric view. I can press Escape or click OK here, the arrow, check mark. Okay, I'm going to click on the view 1, which is front view. I'm going to display style at the bottom here, left, and I'm going to click on Shade with Edges. Okay, then I'm going to use the scroll bar, scroll down here, and choose a different scale. So instead of sheet scale, use sheet scale, which is 1 to 10. I'm going to use custom sheet scale of 1 to 6, just to enlarge the views. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go OK, and I'm going to drag the isometric view over to the right, reposition it, and then separate these because they were overlapping. Okay, so I'm going to go OK. And now I'm going to right click on the sheet itself, the drawing sheet, edit sheet format. I'm going to scroll down to this bottom right corner here. I'm going to window select all this because I need some more room to work. So I'm going to delete all these things I don't need right now. Okay. Okay. Just deleting lines. Okay. Then I'm going to trim. Sketch, trim entities, power trim. I'm just going to trim these lines. Okay. And this line. And delete this. All right, so I'm left with very little there, okay, so but now I got plenty of room. So I'm going to exit edit sheet format. Okay, so now I have more room to work with here. Okay, and then I'm going to click on isometric view, okay, with the bounding, with the outline box and dotted red, okay, and I'm going to go over here, drawing view 4, which is the isometric view on the left here, and I'm going to select show in exploded view or model break state. Okay, I'm going to click on that, and this is the view that we created earlier in the part drawing when we created an exploded view in Configuration Manager. Okay, so now it's shown here. Okay, we can move that there. So that's why I deleted those other details earlier, the lines in the unnecessary lines in text. Okay, so I'm going to go OK. Then I'm going to right click on the isometric view. Okay, and as you can see, tables is shown at the bottom right here. Then I'm going to click on the arrow to expand it and choose Weldment cut list right here. Okay, so it's shown here at the top left, Weldment cut list. I'm going to leave all this the same. I'm just going to go OK. Pick somewhere and place it on this top screen here to work with that. And I'm going to go OK. As I zoom in, okay, I can see I didn't do one thing, and it's in millimeters right now. So I'm going to go to the top like I did with the part drawing in the beginning. And I'm going to go to Systems Options, Document Properties tab, Units, Inches, drawing in inches, we drew in inches, length of dimensioning, accuracy to 3 decimal places. Okay, so now it's converted to inches, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna zoom in here, and there's a gray area here. I'm just gonna click on that, and the title comes down of the table. So it says Weldment cut list, okay? I'm gonna double click on that, and I'm gonna edit that, okay? I'm gonna delete it, Weldment, and I'm gonna put in Bookcase 3 space dash line cut list. Okay, click outside, and that's applied. I'm gonna double click on length to change that title of that column, to material. Okay, double click beneath it. Material type is pine. Double click beneath that, and it's pine as well. Okay, double click it. Pine. Double click the last cell here. Okay. Pine. Okay. All right. If you want to add more columns, okay, then you just go over here to that line, and there's that double arrow, okay, and then I'm going to right click that, and I'm going to go insert here, okay, column to the right side, and it gives me, I have A, B, C, and D, that's 4, and it's giving me an additional column to the right side if I wanted to add something there, okay, but in this case I'm good, okay, so I don't need that E column, so I'm going to go undo to delete that. Then I'm going to go here and to the top left corner of the Weldment or the Bookcase cut list table, and I'm going to click on the 4 arrows position arrow here, and I'm going to drag it and to the top left corner of the drawing sheet, and I'm going to place it there, and I'm going to go OK. All right. and I'm going to zoom out. Okay, so we have our book 3 cut list table in. So now there's two more things I need to do, which is add the balloons for the item numbers. So I'm going to go to annotation, balloon here, and I'm going to click on the panel. So top panel, which is a horizontal panel, which is item 1. Middle panel, which is item 1, another horizontal panel, and third horizontal panel, which is the bottom panel. Those three are identical, okay? So item 1 is horizontal panel. That's what I named it. Now I'm clicking on the left side vertical panel, which is item 2, right side vertical panel, which is item 2, and the last item is item 3, which is the back panel. Okay, so 3 different items, a total quantity of 6 panels. Okay, so now I'm going to do smart dimension, just to verify that the table is accurate and it corresponds to, so now this is kind of light. Okay, so I'm going to the bottom left here, change layer, and in my case it's none right now. I'm going to change it to format. Okay, and I'm just going to dimension that, okay, the width of that back panel. Okay, I'm going to scroll out to the right side view and dimension the height of the back panel. Okay, and I'm going to go and dimension the thickness of the back panel, and then the width of the horizontal panel and the vertical panels, okay, which is 11 inches. And this is just to verify that it corresponds to the cut list table. All right, and this panel here is 28.5. This panel here is the vertical panel, okay, and it's 26.25. Okay, so just to verify, I'm not going to dimension the whole thing, just to make sure that, okay, so horizontal panel is 3/4 of an inch thick, 11 inches wide. We have 11 inches here on the width, and 28.5 inch in the height. In the length, which is here, is shown here, all right, in the front view. And then the vertical panels are 3/4 inch thick by 11 inches wide, which is here on the right side view, and then 26.25 inches tall, which is shown here in the front view. And then lastly, the back panel is 1/8 of an inch thick, which is shown in the right side view, 25.75 inches tall, shown also in the right side view. And then finally, on the top view, the back panel is also corresponds to 29.5 inches wide. So everything checks out. Okay, this is a video on creating a cut list table, okay, with an exploded view of the part. And so I hope you like it. If so, please give me a like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching.